Hello techies, I'm Divya here. On behalf of CyberBrainer, don't you think the world of tech is evolving faster than ever? Now is the perfect time to dive in and build the skills that will take you places. With CyberBrainer, we are putting you in the driver's seat of your own future. We at CyberBrainer don't just teach your interest. We believe that knowledge is power, but it's applied knowledge that truly sets you apart. Whether you're diving into data science, mastering artificial intelligence, or exploring the world of cybersecurity, our courses are designed to give you the skills that matter. So let's jump into the session and make the future yours today. Thank you.
This is our requirement. I will quickly explain and then we will proceed. Now it's a union fees deduction. The customer is saying they have employees working across in USA in different locations. Out of all the locations, only in these 4 locations who is working in Atlanta, Chicago, New York and Boston. They're required to pay union fees on monthly basis. And here they gave a criteria. The criteria is employee in Atlanta. Employee must be in Atlanta and also employee must be part of cost center 34,000 and the employee must complete 31 days from the hire date. Then only the direction should happen. For example, I have employee in Atlanta and the employee is part of cost center 34999. Is this employee eligible for this requirement? Is this employee need to pay any amount union fees? We have to see how long they've been working. Because he's not met the cost center criteria, he's not. Got it. Oh, that's true. Another one employee working in Pleasanton and cost center is 34,000 facility. Is this employee eligible for this direction? Pleasanton is not part of any of our locations requirement. Correct. Is he eligible? Is the employee working in Pleasanton? Absolutely no. Why? Because our criteria only for these 4 locations, not for any other locations. The system should exclude these combinations. Location met cost center is different. Employee is not eligible. Location is different. Cost center met the requirement criteria. Employee is still not eligible. We have to ensure while creating this location, we have to create properly. Give me just a second. Now first, before that, can we identify what are all calculations are required for this requirement? Conditional calculations required. Correct. Why do we need conditional calculations? Because we only wanted to calculate if they're in a location and cost center and have been working for 31 days. What else? What are the other calculations we need? We need only to see what is the earning or the prediction. Conditional calculations we need because if Atlanta, if Chicago, if New York, if Boston, if condition is there, then I want employees should be Atlanta and cost center equal to 3,4,000. Here I'm saying, and which calculation we need, which calculation refers and or combinations. Then I want to fetch location into my calculation. I want to fetch cost center into my calculation. Which calculation is required? Lookup. Sorry, I'm not lookup. Lookups is complete to value. That falls here. Instance. Yesterday someone said. The most important. Now I want to fetch or extract 31 days as of today's day. What fields we need, what calculations we need here. You already mentioned that we need date extract. Also we need date difference. And I want to. This is for locations cost centers to fetch. And we also need these values. 15 and dot. These numbers, which calibration is required. Constant value. Constant value. See here for one requirement, we're almost going to touch around 6 calculation. Let's start. Again, I'm trying to say one point here is calculations never constant. We can also may achieve this requirement with different calculations. Calculations are always hit and try. 100%. When you call it accurately, you might be thinking sorry, I might be thinking accurately, but what it made it in the value. Yeah, testing is required here. Let's move on. First what we need. Create deduction. Create deduction. Enter the name of the deduction. What is the name of the deduction? Let's do MD. Let's limit it to USA. Good for me. Effective date. I'm going to give them 1/20/19 because our pay results are available on this date. That's why I'm giving the maximum past date. Then run category regular. I don't want to put all this with the off cycle. Pay group I'm not assigning because I don't know which employee is part of location, Atlanta, which employee is part of a employee, Chicago, etc. I'm not going with pay group. Scroll down. You can sign a worker eligibility. We need it. Without this, it cannot be. Eligibility condition here, who are eligible for this deduction. Employees who is working in location Atlanta and the employees are part of this call center are eligible. I want to bring these two combinations. To select the prompt, first I'm going to fetch the location. Create. Scroll down to the instance at comparison calculation. Instance at comparison calculation is very important. Exclusive for payroll especially, we'll use in eligibility rules. The reason is some criteria location, state supervisor, organization, call centers, or even employee data, etc., etc. We can fetch through this instance set comparison calculation. MND location equal to Atlanta. Category: I'm creating this calculation only for payroll. When I run the report, I can see if it's a payroll. Then only I can see my calculation. Source field here. Atlanta is what Atlanta is. State, location or country. Location. Location, search for the field location. You will make it more options here, but always select as a period ended. You may ask a question. Why not supposed to select period started? Or why I'm not supposed to adjust the location? Why as a period ended? The reason is here clearly are saying that you want this after hire. As a payroll period ended, the employee must be completed 31 days. Then the employee is eligible. I need period ended. If my requirement is employee, the dishes will start from day 1 of the employee hire. Then I'll go with start of period. I'm going with period ended. The first operator in the list. People have practiced and created multiple locations. This is going to be a hard stop during our testing. But in real time, you will have only one location could be. People are practicing. Hence, they created multiples, but let me select one. Now criteria is ready. Now one location created. Let's create another one. She. The action. Create. Instance at comparison calculation. Name and date. Location equal to. Category payroll. Location. Let's not. Now for locations. 4 times do I need to get? Is there any shortcut? Of course. Let's see the shortcut. Inst. Sorry. This is the best approach. Just a second. Scroll down. Open this calculation. Another page. Doesn't follow. Now I would like to create 2 more locations. 2 more locations, something like this. Now, each time if I go and create, I would like to show the shortcut. What is that? Click on this eligibility created. Open a new tab. The reduction of this calculation. Calculation. Change the location Atlanta to New York. In the location here, New York. Create an entire new value. Just copy and change the term, name and location. Now copy this location. Change the name to Boston. Now we get two new locations. Go to your direction. Scroll down. Now search for other locations. Houston, New York. Then let's create now location we created. Now we also need cost centers and condition for it cost centers also. We need. Select the prompt. Instance at comparison calculation again. Name it. And order to refer. As a period ended. All will exist as a period ended. In the selection list. The reason confidential and selecting, even when I'm learning. I used to select some different values. When I tested it, it may not work. Then again changing the car center. Changing the car center one after another. Then we'll get the value based on that experience directly. Select the field here. 34340. Now the car center is already. Now here we have to understand one more logic. If I select another row here, Workday will read it as or condition. If I select one row here, this condition, this row condition or this row condition should match. Now I selected all the logics in one row. Can you tell me what is mean by that? In any case, the third reason. No. If I select one additional row here, which is our condition, the condition 1 should meet. Our condition 2 should meet. But all the values, if I put only in one row, what does it mean? Any and condition. Now you please tell me, do you have any one employee work on all 4 locations? Do I have any what? Do you have any an employee who is working on all 4 locations? Well, you could. But practically no. But yes, if you're working from home, I will apply job in Atlanta. 27 Chicago, 27. What is different concept? But here it is different. It should not be and. Correct. It should not be and what we have to do at 2 solutions here. Solution 1. Add 4 locations, 4 row. And that's something like this. Now what they will, do it correctly. Either first condition employee should be part of location. Atlanta on call center 34,000 is true. I return the value and sorry, or first row or second row, or employees New York or employees must. This will work. Eligibility criteria. Now question to you. This is one approach. Definitely. Note, is there any another approach? I want to group all our locations in one row. I want to group all our locations in one row. I don't want multiple rows. Is it possible? Is it possible? It just says but it does. And what is the alternate option? You guys are correctly thinking now, correct. If I add everything is, the condition doesn't work. Definitely. But still my requirement, I want to include one row. What is the solution here? Let's see select the prompt. We get logic calculation. Name it as AMD locations and cost center. Or something like, you can also give AMD locations equal to Chicago, New York, Boston. I'll see here. One more row. Let's go with the sequence. Didn't know how many people can pick any other value. No, that makes them all. Here we have an option. Is that only on a logic calculation? Yes, only a logic calculation. On. And is not the value, but definitely should be or. Does that make sense? Now see, I'll select. Scroll. Here's such. Oh, I should not add cost center because we are adding here. Now I included both the rows in one condition. I don't know. I don't need this throws. All our locations are here and constant is here. Multiple ways whether you can add 4 rows. 4 rows works. That also works. Definitely. Or you can include in one row up to your however you would like to configure. Here we have different eligibility. Now the calculation also we need to create. What would it eligibility criteria we have defined for the deduction? Now we need calculation and therefore let's see. I will select prompt. Now please help me. Our calculated required employee should be at last. First I will select condition calculation. Because if statement here, if Atlanta, if Chicago, if New York, if Boston, enter the name. Got it. Payroll. Now if Atlanta, if Chicago, if New York, add 4. Now we'll create this first conditional calculation. Which calculation I need in order to bring all these data together. In order to bring all the data together. And we want, if you want and or you can keep like this, Atlanta. Send. When you see and which calculation we need, let's see. But the condition create logic calculation. Name it and the location equal to Chicago. Cost center equal to 34000. Ida greater than 31. I'll give you name also. You should give meaningful way. Payroll. Let's bring first location. We already created for our visibility. No need to create a new value. Please use it. Location. Oh, first let me create for Atlanta. Location is. Then call center also be created with instance value compassion calculation. It's just a compassion calculation we created already reusing. What does we need now? Hurrying it. This is the trickiest part. Please let's focus more. Sometimes even I do mistakes here. We do testing. I need. As of today, I want to fetch employee, hire it and then minus as of today 31 days. It should be greater. Let me go with value comparison calculation. It doesn't work. We'll try with something else. Don't worry. What we are going to fetch here? Work update. I want to fetch employee hire date. Greater than 31 days. Let's see. In the first operand search for greater than 31 days. 31 is the period started at period ended. Let's say in a month we have 1 to 30 days. You're going to pay. Are you going to process the direction on first of the month or last of the month? Last of the month. Correct. This is called period started. This is called period ended. And any guess? What is 15 subperiod? If any, if you want to process the direction or amount between 1 to 15 subperiod, if you want to process any deduction between 30 to 15 subperiod, strictly want to process the deduction end of the month, then we must select period ended. Here in the first operand search for, that's a monthly pay cycle there. That's yes. Calculation something. Is our calculation is saved or not? Scroll down. Think of, it's there. No. Is it different? Is it loan payment? It's like we had to recreate. What happened to system? No. It was both. I'm going to be here quickly. Let me see. By any chance, I'll say this save. Because it's unfinished. That's why we have this. You're getting two values of the Union fee. I will expand again. The flow. Union fee. Scroll down. No value. But the name, it is already in use. Cause another. And the conditional condition. And the Union fee. Condition. Here going to select create logic calculation. And three criteria location, cost center. Look at on Center equal to 34340. Higher rate. Greater than. I'm going to copy this. I need the location first. I don't cause the enter first. I mean next. And then add one more row here. We are to get logic. Instance value. Calculation. Sorry, try it. Please select the category. Always at the rest. From the you comparison. Higher rate. I am the worker. Higher rate. When you set this category automatically the calculation will be available here. That's why. First operand. Such. Always select the work, the data. Scroll down. We have a pre-calculations. You can search. You can still select this. But let's create one that you will understand. Period ended. This 3 dots to ensure we are certain workday. Please help me here. What did I mean? Employee heighted greater than equal to 31 days. 31 days should be greater than that. We are using period ended. Greater than or equal to 31 days. That's it. After higher rate, it should complete should be greater than. Now in the second operand, we have the month period ended. Greater than? Greater than of what? Greater than of employee hire date. For this, the second operand. And data increment or decrement. Data increment or decrement calculation. What name will you get? Payroll hire date. Greater than. Payroll. Start date. What we are going to evaluate? Worker hire date. Search for worker hire date. Workday delivered value. Or 31 days is a year or month or a day. Search for 31 if it is exist. If not, constant value will create. Whenever you're searching for a numeric, enter the first phase here, first, and then. And the 1. It will bring only the numerics. With a 1. While we're selecting, don't select minus. Please select the 1. That's all. Now see here, the hire date we are going to fetch worker hire date. And then in the here we have greater than or equal to pay period. Then select. Back to the logic calculation. And this is under our combination and condition or our condition. And condition because all the criteria should match. Perfect. Now condition is ready. What is the reason? If you imply that plant on cost and the 3 for 000 on worker, hire date greater than 31 days, $16 needs to be deducted. These return value result, such for numeric 16 if it exists or not. We have the value 16. Let me proceed to get one more calculation. The action discussion doesn't require more time since we already created the logic here. We can use it. The action create. Say process logic calculation. And the location equal to Chicago. Or something equal to 340. I think it will be on the higher date. Thereon. Calculation. First location Chicago. Cost center. The fourth of 0. But for higher rate. And condition. What is the return value? 17.50 a certain 0.4. I have a negative 17. Let's create one. Constant value calculation. No name you can do 17.5. Name you can do text also. But make sure that here you must enter the value. Or you can do both just. Similarly for New York. What's happening? The question This is the direction. I will not say this. We have to recreate all the values. Once a day. Then what we have? At last. Or along with the you. The part of the categorization for reporting purpose. How many absence calculations I have? When I tag this absence here, then only I can see under the actions report something. I will explain. Don't worry. Just give me a second. Let's do one thing. If you guys are, let's hold this calculation here. Tomorrow's will proceed with 2 more calculation and we'll proceed for testing. Thank you. Thanks everyone. Please take care. Take care. See. Please do like, share and subscribe to our channel.